What up, YouTube? Welcome back to the weekly vlog that we call the Brotherhood for Greatness. Today on the vlog, we're making progress on cleaning out the game room and the closet of doom. This box was hiding from me, so I'm going to be putting this one into the next submission I'm sending out to Wada Games. And further contemplations about collecting. When is too much too much? A little bit of a different angle here in the video. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you to everyone who leaves comments in the comments below. Three of my bros. I appreciate you guys in the comments. There's a few others. Mr. Lee, I made a sale. I sold my complete inbox Sega Master System. I really wish I recorded that. That leaving my collection before I got rid of it. Something that was just sitting around, right? Sold it to Mr. Lee. I know he watches the videos. He told me himself that he saw it, so thank you very much for helping poor old Queen 8. But let's just get into it. Life is really busy, and I want to get this vlog. I commit to making this weekly vlog, but life is good, family's good, season is getting the best of me, work is needing more people to pick up shifts, you know, so I've been just busy. State of the video game collection, state of the hoard. If you saw last week's video, goddamn, there's a lot of stuff in this game room. I've gotten it cleared out a little bit better. This is actually I want to say I'm about 80% of the way to like the room being like fully clean where I can do a room tour. If you saw it last week when I was cleaning out the closet of doom here, it was a mess. Lots of stuff I said was to never go back into the closet after they came out of the closet. You can never go back into the closet, you know. Lester always told me, be true to yourself. It's all love. But it's been a lot of work cleaning and getting rid of that stuff. As I've said in the previous video, up here in Canada, our main postal service, Canada Post, went on strike. So even though I cleaned out my closet, it gave me an excuse to clean out my closet, but it hindered me in getting rid of my stuff. And I found that just going to the local retro video game store and selling on Facebook and just getting rid of things as opposed to like trying to milk every dollar out of every item was more time efficient for me. So that's what I've been doing, just trading it in for store credit, offering people really good deals on Facebook Marketplace. I really find it a point of pride for myself to not only like get stuff out of my collection, but put it into the hands of people who are actually gonna do something, who appreciate it, and it's not just like rotting away here. But that being said, if you've been watching the vlog, you know that I've been looking for this one box of factory sealed games, and I lost it. I couldn't find it. And that's funny, I was taking out the Christmas tree stuff because it's that time of the season, and I found the box. It was hiding behind the Christmas tree box. But it forced me to think about like my collection as a whole, and further reinforcing, I don't want to sound like I'm a Debbie Downer about having a large video game collection, but just for me, I've really realized like collecting without a purpose, without a goal in mind, it just figuratively buried me in all this retro video game stuff where I'm at a point now where I gotta figure out like, you know, I can't keep all this stuff in my house, right? I don't want to be a caretaker for all these things here. I still love retro video games. I love playing them. I played with my son today. We're playing Super Double Dragon, a horrible beat 'em up for the Super Nintendo. And I'm happy I can share that aspect of my childhood with my son now, and he appreciates it. I have those relics, those artifacts from the past to enjoy with him as authentically as possible. As EdT1138 said it, if I died with all these things, at least I don't have to be the one who sells them all. But years of just buying things from the thrift store. Granted, yes, I think they were very underappreciated at the time. It's like people who eat subconsciously. They don't think. You're just snacking here and there, and by the end of the day, you've added 2,000 calories to your 2,000 calorie limit on snacking alone. But I'm gonna go get that box right now. We're gonna share it with you guys. We're gonna unbox it together. So I'm just gonna pull out what I think is notable, and then I'll go into like handheld mode with this camera and show you everything else in this box. This box was hiding from me, and it got me thinking, like, I'm not disgusted at myself, but I'm really disgusted at myself. I have such a big video game collection that I lose things. You know, this is how rich people must feel. Not that I'm rich, but like, you know, you end up buying a million cars and a bajillion, I don't know, collectibles that you forget what you have. Quote of the video, I'm gonna say it right now. Jim Carrey said it. He wishes, this is paraphrasing, fuck, I should call it paraphrase of the video. Jim Carrey wishes everybody could become rich and famous so that everyone can see that it's not the answer Like, I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer about collecting. I love collecting. I really still want to have a large video game collection, but not like out of control. Out of control. If you guys remember, this was, I cleared out a Shoppers Drug Mart. They're selling all their games for like, I don't know, 80% off. Like, ridiculous amounts. Look at that's a lot of more modern stuff. We'll look through that together. There's a Halo 2 in there. Woo! I really wish I found this box before I sent off that first package to Wada, because I really busted my nut. All my funds in sending those first 4 games out to Wada. Some games out in here I would rather have sent out. Anyways, just so you can see what's inside this box. What was hiding in this box? What was in there? A factory sealed replay. I don't think that's really... Top 10 video games of all time for Queen 8. I'm gonna open this up because I have to... They don't recommend... When you're sending stuff to Wada, they don't recommend taping on there, okay? So this was, you know, amateur Queen 8 here. I'm gonna take this out because the act of taking off the tape might actually ruin your item. Just wrap it loosely, you know, in the package that you're sending out. I don't know what it's worth, but one of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy IV, which up here in Canada and USA was Final Fantasy II when it came out originally on the Super Nintendo. This is my favorite iteration of Final Fantasy IV because it's still in like that 16-bit format, but they add all those little extras, quality of life improvements, most notably a run button. I'm going to be putting this one into the next submission I'm sending out to Wada Games. Woo! Tiger Woods PG. I think I got this from Shoppers Drug Mart. Factory sealed. You can see the EA sticker in the back there. This game's selling really, like, Phoenix Resale is gonna buy this from you open used for like 25 bucks American. Ridiculous. It is one of the funner like Mario Kart Wii games. I think it's just hitting that sweet spot. I might send this in to get graded. We're gonna see. This is gonna go into the maybe pile. Factory sealed Red Steel 2. I got this from Valley Village. The seal on this isn't fantastic. Probably not gonna be sending that one. I might sell it as is. Underrated. Sin and Punishment for the Wii. This one's factory sealed. You can see like the security sticker in the back there. I'm not going to try to take that off. If I submitted this, I would submit it with that, but most likely not going to send that in. I got another Sin and Punishment for the Wii. I don't think this one's worth that much. Still a fun rail shooter for the Wii. And Metroid Other M. This one has, like you can see, I might send this in just because there's like a big break in the seal of this game. I would submit this just for fun to see if I can get like the lowest grade possible. Okay, nothing else in this box. Heavy hitter in this one. I don't think Wada grades this, so I would have to send it somewhere else. You can see 80 bucks at HMV, which is still around. Record store / media store. Still around in Canada. Is it still around in the States? One of the GOAT games. Not on my personal list, but I appreciate it. Metal Gear Solid 4 Special Edition for the PS3. I almost said PS4. Woo! Oh. I don't know how uncommon, how expensive, how rare this is. Value will be on the screen for anything that's noteworthy. Oh, man. Put that somewhere special. Harvest Moon. What does this say? Magical Melody? I think I picked this up for 20 bucks. Not worth getting graded, in my opinion, but still. Just because I love Street Fighter. Street Fighter Alpha Anthology for the PS2. This was bought off the shelf at the local retro video game store. It's like 20 bucks. I'm not getting that graded. Bought this one, I think it was like $39.99 Canadian. I bought this from an online. Look at, never tape your games and you're submitting them to Wada. Sorry if the audio in this is bad. I'm literally just using the onboard microphone for the phone. Grand Theft Auto Trilogy? Yeah, the trilogy. For the PS2, factory sealed. Woo! 40 bucks I paid for this back in the day, I think. You actually didn't realize there's like some, like a hollow on the glasses and stuff. This is definitely like a shelf. Shelf banger. Another Street Fighter Anthology. Alpha. Street Fighter Alpha Anthology factory seal. I'm not going to bother taking that out. We'll save that one for last. The hell? We'll see if this went up in value. I paid, I think, $24.99, 25 bucks Canadian for this. Here, I'll open one. There's 3 of them here. What's this called? Rune Factory Tides of Destiny. That's just a wrinkle. This one holds a place in Thriftdwellers' hearts. If you watch our live stream every year, I bought this specifically to keep. I would like to get it graded just to get it slabbed. $44.99 I paid for that at the local retro video game store. Factory sealed Fortune Street. Beautiful condition seal. At least an A+, I would say. I miss my homies. We're going to send this to get graded. This is on the to get graded list. I'm about to show you two of probably like, if I had to sell these, it would be the hardest sale from my collection. Kid Dracula ain't got nothing on this. I don't know how common, how uncommon this is. I don't know how much it's worth, but it's worth a lot to me sentimentally. Ooh, that tape almost got close to that. That seal. Let's not risk it here. All good. I bagged it inside the bag. Get down, Elliot. Resident Evil 4 factory sealed. You can see the security stick thingy there. I'll leave that on for the PS2. I don't know what that's worth. Graded prices, values, or whatever are on the screen. This and Final Fantasy 2/4 are my top 3 games of all time, personally for me. This is my top 10 list, I'll say for sure. You know what? We should make a top 10 list. Putting that on the list of stuff to send to WADA. I'm not gonna let budget ruin. I'm not gonna let budget dictate what I send to WADA right now. So the maybe pile, we're gonna be putting that in. You know, I'll find a way. I'll find a way. But there was a while there where I stopped playing video games because I got into like girls and football, unlike Lester. But the one game that pulled me back into like not collecting but just gaming in general, Resident Evil 4. This is the premium edition steelbook for the PS2, factory sealed. I would have a hard time selling this. I don't even want to knock it. Value, potential value on the screen, as is value on the screen. If I had to, I'd probably sell this one off. Like, this is just the standard edition release. Even though that'd be really hard for me to do as well. And keep the steelbook one. Anyways. Is this a thumbnail? I think this is the thumbnail right here. My biggest fear in life is Lester photoshopping my thumbnails. Inappropriate, Lester. But yeah, I was really disgusted at myself for a while there. I was like, man, how could I have such a collection and I don't know where things are. You know, it's so big I lose track. I forget what I have in this closet. I forget what I had or where I put this expensive box of sealed games. I'll show you some B-roll as I'm talking right now of the whatever else was in this box. And I think I talked about it last week, the top 3 reasons why I was a hoarder. But I think the underlying story here, the main headline should be Queen 8 realizes he's a hoarder. Like, I was collecting without a purpose, no rhyme, no reason. Just talking off the top of my head here, but like, my main collection, I don't count that as hoarding, right? It's all organized, it's displayed, you know, I can see it, I can appreciate it, but I was hoarding all that other stuff. Yes, it was still video game related stuff, but the other stuff that was in the closet, that was hiding, that I couldn't find, that's hoarding, you know? And I heard a quote today in one of the shows I was watching. If it does not spark happiness or joy when you see it, get rid of it. I don't want to open up a museum like some other collectors, right? I realize now I don't want to open up an online store. I don't want to be the next Filipino resale over here. Oh, that went right in. But just collecting without rhyme or reason. No goals, no nothing, you know, just because I thought everything was underappreciated, I just bought it all from the thrift store. I'm happy I did, mind you. Like, I'm not selling anything at a loss. If anything, I think investors would kill for these returns. Not to toot my own horn here. I'm not getting rich off the stuff. This whole journey from the summer to now really is just a metaphor for my stage in life, where I re-examine the old me, the old retro video game collector, buyer, you know, compulsive hoarder, and reevaluating what I want in life and where I want to go. You know, and if anything, this year and I think next year is going to be a real setup for that. Yeah, so next week, top 10 rules of Queen 8's retro video game collection finalized, stamped, and ready to go for next year, 2025. We'll also have a hit list of stuff I want to get next year. You know, kind of like a New Year's resolution type thing. It's always good to look back in your life. Take time to plan and evaluate it. Then you can attack. Full force. I had an uncle, Uncle Ramon. He always said, Tanye. My family calls me Tanye. I don't know. They nickname me something that has nothing to do with your real name. Tanye. What is your tactic for life? Like, I'm gonna go wash the dishes. What's your tactic there? To preserve the soap, maximize cleaning. You know, when all your uncles come from a military household, you think like that, you know? But nonetheless, thank you so much for joining me. That's it. Queen 8. Take care of yourselves and each other.